If I want pizza that I know is good, I'm just going to go to Long Island, go to Eddie D's, and get a
No,
slice.
you gotta go to Chicago. Chicago makes the
Fuck.
best pizza.
Fuck off.
it's
Fuck
happening.
off. Deep dish pizza is not pizza. It's a glorified bread bowl with tomato, bisque, and cheese.
Okay, kids, okay. I have to cut in between. Grandma ANY is getting in between, kids. Hello and welcome to the... Hello and welcome to the AWKWARDCast. ANY and Keyframe. No? Okay. ANY and Keyframe, Wonderbot, Dribble, hi.
Welcome to the lightning round episode.
Yes, exactly. And look at how pretty I am. Thank you, Logitech, for updating your software. I look shit as hell. Funny enough,
the speedrun episode.
Funny enough, though, the keying out of the green screen is actually stronger now, but I look like this.
So I guess it's the decision of whether your background looks pretty or you look ugly.
Basically, yeah. There's no in between anymore. But yeah, it's a lightning round because this person up there has something better to do, which I cannot disagree. I mean, watching Lupin the Third, first, whatever, one of those two in cinema, in this crisp new 3D, it's better than the AWKWARDcast.
The whole title of the movie is Lupin the Third, the First. I know it's a dumb it's really a dumb title. They should have just called it Lupin the First. But yes, and it's only in theaters for one day in the English dub, and then next week it's only going to be available in theaters for one day in the Japanese with subtitles, and I've already watched it with subtitles. I want to listen to the dub like God intended all anime to be listened to.
Okay, good thing we talked about it.
But which is why we got our most exciting guest for the show, guest that we know will be energized in such a small amount of time, Sean.
Hi.
Yeah, but please, Sean, having you here and bringing all your energy and liveliness to the show, please do tell us who you are, what you do, and why should people care?
I don't know if people should care, but I am an editor for DA Games.
I do jumped right into DA Games. I'm not. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, yeah, that's the main thing I do. I edit DA Games videos like basically every week. Whenever there's a Let's Play recorded, we actually have our good friend Salty doing a rough cut. Salty DK
He's our
Dan.
Intern. So he does editing with Sean, and he does storyboards for the animateds, which he's a good boy.
He's been helping me a lot because I've been busy with other stuff, mostly pencilmation related stuff, and he does rough cuts, and then I just do the final touches of the editing. Uno, I did all on my own, but a lot of the recent ones have just been me and Salty collaborating.
And in this particular one, you are also participant, and I have heard that this was a very glorious moment for you, this specific video, which I will link down in the description below.
Glorious in the fact that I didn't win a single time.
I mean, you did get that one moment of passing 10 cards over to Chris and saying,
that was beautiful.
I mean, look at where's the video again? There it is. Look at this happy little Sean boy here. I'm not sure if it is visible at all. Let me ruin every layout that I have by zooming in all the way. Look at this happy Sean boy right here on the green card. I like
how, now that you're zoomed in, you can scroll up and you can find the Sean drawing that is a DA animated.
Yeah, I love that anime. That's my favorite one.
Which one? This one?
That one. Yeah, it was a guest DA animated done by our friend Scalia.
Yep.
And she did a great job, and the audio is from an Uno episode, and it was great. But we're not talking about Scalia. Sean, has anything been going on in your life recently? You're the only one allowed to talk about their week, except for the tiny little tidbit of good news that Max has. I remember, hon. I remember.
Honestly, not much has happened other than I've gotten checks recently, and I have just kind of been splurging and buying stuff that I've been meaning to buy for a long time. I guess I could just go over stuff I bought recently.
Did you buy that 40-piece Golden Girls birthday kit set that I
Hold up, I'll be right back.
Well, there goes our guest.
Okay. Well, why don't you talk about that tiny bit of good news?
Yes, tiny bit of good news. I'm feeling So
Sorry
after,
about that.
No problem. Oh, he's back. Then please, you still have the stage.
Continue. Sorry.
Ah,
all right.
stuff is happening. Ooh.
Oh Jesus! What did you do?
We got blocked out by something foreshadowing. Anyway, go on.
Yeah. So I bought a pair of like cheap speakers. I bought a TV stand. Bought a new cartridge for my turntable, my record player.
Nice.
I bought a stylus cleaner. I bought a dresser, because if you can see in the background, I've just been using laundry baskets to store all my clothes. Every time I want to change a clothes, I just dig in this pile. That's how my life has been for the last 2 years.
I'm
finally getting a dresser.
Sean, you're older than me. You should be better than that.
You are internally an old lady. You don't count for this kind of comparison.
Shut up. Just because I have a record player and an urn in my background does not mean I'm old.
Hey, I have a record player too.
Yeah, I need to get a new needle for mine. My needle snapped, and that is the worst feeling. I know, right?
How did that happen?
I don't know. I was just playing a record, and I was close to the record player because I don't have speakers, so I need headphones, and then it just went... I'm like, the fuck? But
was it while you were playing a record?
No, it was when I was turning it off and I was picking up the needle to put back into the... Well, obviously I wasn't picking it up by the needle, but, putting the arm back into its place because I was done playing, and then it just... But that was the needle that came with the box, so maybe it was older. I don't know. Anyway, this is your week. Go ahead. Get back.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's on top of that. I finally am able to upgrade my computer for the first time in 4 years. So I'm buying new computer parts. Yeah, that's about it. And other than that, I've just been playing games. We'll get to that when we get to media. But yeah, that's honestly not much else has been going on in my week. Hi, Artemis.
That is fair. I mean.
Anyways.
Hello.
Sorry.
She's on my
lap. I see.
It's his fat cat, Artemis.
Hey, she's not that fat.
The cat that bit through your Ethernet cable.
Oh, shut up.
Anyways, tell us your good news, Max.
My good news, momentarily, I'm totally organized. No, yes, indeed, I have good news after, more than 4 years in my current profession of a Salesforce administrator. I came to the conclusion, you know what would be nice to have? To actually be certified as an administrator after 4 years in my profession. And all gaze on the celebratory certified ferret boy, courtesy of Abby and Keyframe. One of them drew it, one of them gave it to me. You guys can figure out who did what.
I went to Lauren at 10 at night, and I was like, Lauren, are you up? She's like, what do you want? I was like, okay, here's a picture of a ferret wearing a hoodie. Can you put certified on it and make that Max? And she just was quiet for a couple minutes, and she was like, I'm on it. Because if there's one thing she loves is drawing cuddly boys.
No, but yeah, finally after, I believe I first planned it 3 years ago to get this certification.
Yeah.
And then I actually got stuff to do at work, and it was let's rather focus on the stuff that actually gets needed to be done. This certificate stuff, that's more for the ego, for whatnot. I'm not looking for a new job or anything, so Then I kept procrastinating, and then I had a time where I actually did a lot of training for it, and then the login page for the login threw a bug, and this cost me another 2 months of getting up my ass and trying it again. But no, finally I got in. I sat for the exam, and I beat it on the first try, and yay!
Everyone, clap for Max. Let's get some poggers in the chat for Max.
But yeah, that was definitely the highlight of my week. So
Yeah. Can I just say, knowing this man for 6 years, the I will get my certification testing was as long of a running joke of something I've heard him incessantly say, along with the getting Yuri's house thing, and now both of them are gone. We're free.
It's true.
Dobby is free.
Yeah, but I started having a to-do list on my fridge, and it keeps growing. I need a T-shirt which just reads procrastinate. Oh, professional procrastinator. That's my life, my soul.
I know your Christmas present now.
Oh, god damn it.
Look, it'll be better than me getting you that what was it? What was that one tank top at the boardwalk we went to that was like abs work in progress, and you were very vehement on not buying it.
Yep. That is salt that does not need to be poured in that wound.
Oh, come on. Especially with 2020, none of us are getting it. Not just for the fact that Boardwalk's probably still closed. But yeah, so bless you.
Yeah, I get there.
But no, I have nothing to talk about. Anyways, it's media time.
Media.
What? I had nothing in my week besides starting to play Dark Souls, and that's not something to talk about. I died more times than Max, and that's all you need to know.
I knew it was gonna happen too.
How can you say this is nothing to talk about when you earlier suggested to me to make this my media, and this is actually what I'm going for because I don't have any better idea?
Well, yeah, because I don't want to talk about my experience yet, because I played for a shorter amount of time than you did. Because you played for like 4.5 hours, I played for 2. So, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, medias.
Yes.
All I did this week was watch horror movies while I did things.
Is there one in particular you want to bring up, either for good or for bad?
I want to bring up the scariest film of all time.
Why does Enigma Prince have a count for both streams?
Because
Have you yesterday been watching Dark Souls gameplays all day long, Enigma? First me, then her.
Yeah, and they kept letting me know how much you had, and then they just kept counting it.
Yep.
I mean,
but no.
I mean, I can talk about it.
Two of them were diving into a bottomless pit.
That was me being stupid and not realizing yet that game has immense fall.
It literally told you to be wary of a fall.
How far into the game are you?
I'm close. I'm at like the.
I mean, I just started and played it for the first time.
I'm at the area where. I don't even know. That's the thing.
Yeah, I don't even know either. I don't know how to describe it.
I don't know where I am. I'm close to Blighttown apparently because I was near some kind of giant I'm not supposed to be near.
I have not even heard Blighttown yet, so you must be.
I reached the area. Max, she reached the area before the dragon. There you go.
Wait, before that dragon that I beat. I mean, in all fairness, I had my bro British Ninja with me who carried me very, very strongly.
Yeah, I had the chat that Sean had to relay on a delay.
Yep.
Someone struggled more than me. And then we had Lizzie, who apparently has played the game before, but not in years. So all she knows is the feelings of dread that the game brings, being like, oh, no, this is going to be bad. What do you mean? What's going to be bad? I don't remember quite, but it's going to be bad. Anyways.
Yeah, and you had to spend $40 on the remastered version.
Yeah, which was bullshit, because apparently the Prepare to Die version is gone.
Yep.
So yeah, my Ko-fi and Patreon are down in the description if you want to help recoup the lost funds of my sanity. But no, Leprechaun. We're not talking about Dark Souls.
Okay, Leprechaun. Yeah. The first one?
Yes.
Cool.
I wrote it in the chat.
Did you?
Yeah, and I wrote my media in the chat as well.
Oh yeah, there you say Leprechaun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you read?
I don't know.
You forget. Just because you're a certified Salesforce admin doesn't mean you don't have to read.
I saw and prepared Sean's media, so There's only
Wow! I'm
Wow.
glad that. Okay, Sean. Apparently, you're more important than me.
He is a guest.
He's Sean.
He is
Look,
still
man, I
the
don't roll that
guest.
way.
Okay. Oh, this is we do lightning rounds and they're a fucking chaotic mess. We're all Ethan. Okay, but yes, I'm going to talk about the first Leprechaun movie because oh boy,
I have not
it's
even
interesting. It's interesting to look at at the first movie of a horror franchise that went to become silly, because you know that the first attempt is the genuine attempt to be a spoopy movie. You know, and sometimes the first movie can be spoopy on its own, like Evil Dead, and then
Yeah.
you got the rest of them, like Child's Play, or Leprechaun, or Cube, but God. So the movie is about this four-leaf clover that that is what powers down the leprechaun, and this leprechaun crawls out of this crate and tries to kill this family that moves into this new house, and Jennifer Aniston's there, and the leprechaun just goes on a fucking rampage. This movie makes no sense. Why? It's just.
When did it come out?
So
It came out in the 80s?
Yeah, I believe
Sounds
so.
about right.
But I
This
mean-
was pre-Friends.
Yeah.
This was when Jennifer Aniston was still like a little-known actress.
Wow.
1993.
but-
There we go.
I recall having watched Leprechaun movies myself. He's not even in the trailer so far. The big reveal of the monster is but he's just killing them for no reason, because I recall that in
No,
later
oh wait,
movies,
no.
there
Yeah,
was
the reason why is because the person who owned the house before Jennifer Aniston stole a pot of gold from Ireland.
This makes sense.
And so the leprechaun went from Ireland to North Dakota and killed the guy's wife. And so the guy, puts the leprechaun in a crate and uses a four-leaf clover to suppress the leprechaun. Yeah. This movie
Seems weird.
is dumb. It's weird and it's dumb, but it's fascinating. I mean, it has some very creative deaths. There is a scene where the leprechaun is chasing someone through the hospital on a tricycle.
Oh, the tricycle was in the first movie. And this was the one where they hoped to be taken seriously.
Yes.
Wow.
But the best part about this movie is finding out that it was actually a financial super success, because it was only made on $1 million budget and made nearly $9 million back.
Well, at least they got a return on their investment.
I know, right? And the person who got to play the leprechaun got a very consistent career of playing this leprechaun.
Yeah. And
Good
there
for
he
him, I
comes!
guess.
Yes! Look at him go! Wait, this was a short one.
I'm so scared.
Wait, everything.
I know, it instills fear into the hearts of many. I just want to know the conversation that was had to make the movie. Because, I mean, I know that the director was inspired by Lucky Charms commercials. But I don't know if that's a joke or not, because come on, let's be real here. That sounds like a joke you say at a convention to just answer the question. But it's so dumb, and they obviously have sequel bait because the leprechaun vows he's not going to rest until he recovers every last piece of gold, and thus Leprechaun 2, Leprechaun in Space, Leprechaun in the Hood. These are real names.
Are you serious? You're not just making that up.
Yes, there's Leprechaun 2, Leprechaun 3, Leprechaun 4 in Space, Leprechaun in the Hood, Leprechaun Back to the Hood. And then there was a reboot in 2014 called Leprechaun Origins, which I have not watched yet, but it looks like the Evil Dead reboot where they're trying to be scarier.
Oh, that.
And I'm like, now you're forgetting the fun.
I don't feel like that would work for that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That just doesn't seem like it's.
I mean, the poster
work
for
tonally.
Leprechaun Origins is a very. It's so misleading compared to the actual Leprechaun. and it's advertised as a more traditional horror, but it was also made by the WWE studios, which just goes down an even further rabbit hole. Yeah, that was my face when I found it out. Yeah, let's have the Worldwide Wrestling Federation make the next Leprechaun movie.
Sounds like a good plan.
To my knowledge, John Cena is not in it. But
I would have loved to see John Cena play the Leprechaun.
what would they have done? Just digitally imposed his head onto a little person's body, or have him walk around on his knees?
Or actually have a fucking high budget and make it all with forced perspective. Having John Cena, but as a leprechaun, always just being small, but only through forced perspective. No green screening, no CGI.
I'm just imagining him doing it on his knees like Lord Farquaad in the Shrek musical. But even then, I think John Cena on his knees is still like a 5 foot tall person.
Probably, sounds about right. Yeah.
Let me get down to your eye level, Chrissy, and then he just gets on his knees and he's my eye level.
He lies flat on his abs. I don't say belly because it's John Cena.
Yeah, but okay.
God damn it, Chris.
What is he doing?
Who's John Cena?
Oh.
Who do I recommend this movie to? Fucking everyone. This movie is a cinematic classic. Look, you can watch.
I don't trust you with the way you're saying that.
You can watch many so bad it's good movies. You could watch The Color from Outer Space, or you can watch Leprechaun. Leprechaun, you get more fun out of it because it's about fucking leprechauns. and
you are just trying to advertise it and get everybody to see it because you are Irish and you are vertically challenged. Admit it.
Look, I'll admit that I'm vertically challenged, but I don't take pride in my Irish heritage.
But that's where the red hair comes from.
I mean, okay, that's the nice part of it, but besides that, everything else of my source of Irishness is not to be discussed. But no, Leprechaun is just great. It's like Nightmare Before Christmas. You can watch it on more than one time of the year. You could watch it in Halloween, or you can watch it on St. Patrick's Day.
Yay.
And I mean, like, there's a great double feature to be had of movies to get hammered to with Leprechaun and Euro Trip.
Furious Gamer just volunteered to watch the movie because he said leprechauns aren't scary. He hasn't seen the movie yet.
I'll admit, the makeup work they did on Warwick Davis is a pretty good job. I'm not going to say that it's not a good makeup job but 90s movies tend to have pretty good makeup. And they are creative with the deaths, and I feel like they were self-aware. They made this knowing it was going to be a budget movie, and how it's shot and everything, for a budget movie, they did a good job. It's competently made, and that's more I could say about a lot of budget movies. I was either going to talk about this, or I was going to talk about, the fucking, the Trolls 2. You know, the one that's not actually a sequel to the movie Trolls, but is actually about goblins.
Oh my god!
I watched that also this week.
I was going to say you had to have watched that if you were watching bad movies.
I did, and then I watched Eddie Burback's review of it right after. But I'm saving that for next week because Lord knows that is a movie to unpack.
You're not going to talk about Lupin next week?
I can make it a double feature. I already talked about Lupin the First. Anyways, I'm done. Lightning round. Who's next? Who will talk fast?
Lightning round. So, I guess since we already started on mine, I can bring it home, especially since I don't have too much left to say. And then Sean has his date. So yeah, I went with Dark Souls for the lack of a better idea. I tried it out this week, and people... For how long did I play it? Has anybody an idea how long the stream lasted?
4.5 hours.
4.5 hours, now we know. So I played Dark Souls for the very first time. I have not watched the gameplay of it. I knew a little bit about it because you cannot be on the internet without having a little bit of knowledge, absorbing a little bit of knowledge about Dark Souls. So a few things were like, okay. But yeah, I played it. As I hinted earlier, I might or might not have been carried by British Ninja when I was on this first real level. I mean, you started the asylum, which I
After you
kind
get
of-
carried away by like that raven.
exactly, and then from
Yeah.
there you actually start going up a staircase, and then you're suddenly in this area, this first area after you walk through one of those white light walls, whatever they're called.
Yeah, going into the light.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And in this area, I did okay on by myself. I developed a 50-50 chance of nailing the repost.
I still
and-
haven't gotten that.
Yeah, I mean, British himself was like he's a veteran. He has like finished it in at least once, and now just recently played part 3 and was like, oh, it's so good to come back to the first one. And he's like, oh, yeah, I still haven't really figured out repost. Now
Everyone in Chrissy's chat also seemed to be a veteran when she played.
How many people have played this game?
I mean, at this point, either you have or you haven't, or you are Chrissy and me. It's like the people who haven't played the first part yet, I'm not sure if they will come around. Or it's maybe the next generation, I don't know. Even next generations have to start somewhere. No, but why do I keep bringing up British Ninja? He is the one who gifted me this game to my birthday. I'm not sure if it was cruelty on his end, if he wanted to see me suffer, or if he actually I mean, before that, he gifted me Hotline Miami, which I turned out to enjoy. And yeah. To this point, I enjoyed Dark Souls. I mean, it was like, while I was at least battling the small fries, then for this giant monster on the wall and the red dragon after, I had British with me, and he was giving me like hints how to beat them, which kind of helped. I will not lie. So the thing is that except for the Guardian of the Asylum, I haven't had a proper boss fight yet, let alone by myself. So I'm having a hard time to really give a judgment on what makes Dark Souls so truly infamous. However, from the first, since this is mostly now a first impression, talk about it. And disclaimer, I haven't had a proper boss fight except for the Asylum Guardian yet. I see what people are talking about with this hard but and punishing, but it's something that you can figure out. Like the enemies, the game itself is hard. When you get beaten a few you have the boss even the mini bosses who can kill you in 2 slices, and then you are dead.
Or one hit.
Yeah, or the one hit ones even. And it's hard, but it is stuff that the mechanics themselves are actually not that difficult, so you really can figure it out, and it's something that you can get good in. Unlike other games that are like require like mastery of super complex skills or whatever, I'm still not sure how long I will truly enjoy this game. I tried to play it a little bit by myself today and didn't really make much progress, mostly because I'm afraid to take any real risks because I don't want to lose my precious souls.
Well, yeah, that is definitely one element.
That is brutal.
I don't know how to feel about the game yet. I like the combat and everything as much as it's hard to get used to. The thing I just still am finding annoying is I get wanting to put a sense of exploration. I don't know where the fuck to go half the time, and I understand that this is purposeful. Don't mean I have to like it. But I don't know. It's just I got it did reach a hilt where I'm like, I need to stop playing right now because I'll stop having fun.
Yeah. I mean, maybe.
I mean, I'm gonna continue playing it, but it's a game that I need to take breaks.
Fair.
After you died more times than Max, you just kind of gave up and were just going headfirst into everything, not caring.
There's no point if I'm worse than Max.
It's true. That's the standard that many people live by nowadays. But yeah.
I'll need to see how well I do when I finally get around to playing it, which I don't even know when that will be.
So yeah, I guess at this point I go for the absolute lowest possible thing. Like, I'm not far enough to recommend the game itself or not. However, what I can do is recommend watching my Let's Play of it. I will put a link down below. No, it's funny enough. It's actually less of advertisement for my Let's Play channel, because this is an archive by now. I don't strive for viewers over there. It's like I upload it because archive. Yeah? You don't just, for those interested, you leave it out there in the wild. But this way you can at least see what I have been talking about. You can get an impression of yourself how a complete noob approaches this game for the first time, and you can also compare how it looks like when you have a friend who is an expert, or not an expert, but an advanced player in this game and can carry you for an hour or two. But yeah, that was Dark Souls. I guess we now want to talk about this remaining topic.
Yeah, the fun game.
Exactly. The remaining topic that got us beautiful impressions like this. Or this.
Yep.
Or this.
Oh god.
We are talking.
Don't get banned on Twitch. That one's actually borderline, man.
Yeah, that was
This was Ambrose.
Yeah,
this was our good
I've
friend
been playing
Ambrose.
tons of Crash Bandicoot 4. I've been waiting 20 goddamn years for this game, and I will say it was absolutely worth the wait. It's better than the Insane Trilogy. Like, everyone thought, oh, the Insane Trilogy is pretty good, and like, oh, nothing will probably be better than the original trilogy. Fuck that. This game is the best Crash game in the entire series. I can just say that with confidence. It's one of those games where I have been completely motivated to complete it 106%, because it goes up to 106%. And what that entails is getting over 200 gems, getting all the color gems, getting insanely perfect runs, which means going through a level and collecting everything without dying a single time, and also getting platinum time trials, which are harder in this game than they are in any other game. Like, the difficulty in this game is increased tenfold above all the other games in the series. It's absolutely insane, especially with all the new mechanics that you have to get around. I have been having an absolute blast with this game. It's absolutely worth the $60 that it costs, and I couldn't be happier. And they fucking referenced they referenced the Woe meme. I cannot believe it. They referenced the Oni Woe meme in this fucking game.
I have no idea what this is, but I take that
You know
as
the
a
meme
great thing.
2017, where you just kept seeing Crash Woe memes everywhere?
It's just a meme where it was this poorly animated Crash Bandicoot model that just kept going. Whoa, whoa.
Oh no, I have seen it. Yes, it's true.
Yeah,
no, I
Meme
have
is directly referenced in this game.
Nice.
The fucking meme that people hate that I like because I do a perfect impression of it.
Yeah, you
like,
do a scary Oni Crash impression.
And they're like, why? This sounds like a boy is doing it. I'm like, I don't know. It's
You sound exactly like the Crash in the Cass video. The Cass fucking crashing.
There we go.
Yep. That was directly referenced in the game, and the moment where it happens is absolutely incredible. I don't want to spoil much about the game, even though there's not a whole lot to spoil, but like I definitely think everything about this game is the most polished. It's hard to go back to any of the original games after this one. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Buy it. Go buy it. Just buy it. Just buy it.
Okay, but wait, on what devices is it?
PlayStation 4, and thus I guess it's good. I'm hoping it's
Xbox
probably going to get
One.
ported. Yeah, Xbox One, and it'll probably get ported to the next gen consoles.
They'll just be backwards compatible.
Oh, well, that works too. So
Yeah.
if you have a PlayStation 4, you can get it. Sorry, PC people, you're.
They will get a PC port if we
like a
know
year.
historically. Yeah, basically in a year. Historically, the Crash and Spyro remaster got a PC release like a year after the original release.
Don't you go, you own a PS4.
What?
Max has a PS4 in his house, and he went because
I don't
people are
own
fucked.
it, but yes,
It's
there
in
is
your
one.
house. It's in your
There
house.
is one in this household. That's true.
I'll just say, the hardest thing in this game is trying to get those platinum time trial relics. They're so difficult, and they take so long to do that, like, my thumb actually starts to hurt, which never happens when I play a game, even, like, with challenging platforming. This is, like, one of the only games where, like, the term blistered thumbs, like, actually applies. Or carpal tunnel actually applies.
I am not sure if you're really doing a great job advertising this game. I'm like...
No, I am, because the people who like this kind of game, I am selling it hard to them.
But only to them. I just hear, like, it's so hard, and I'm like...
Well, the thing is, if you're doing a casual run, the game is fine.
Okay.
Like, it's not really that hard.
It's going to get harder if you're going to do the needless super achievements.
Mm-hmm. Doing a casual run of the game, it's fantastic, and it's very accessible, because they have an option to do modern mode, which has infinite lives, or retro mode, if you're really that hardcore, and you want to have a live system. But the live system makes no difference in terms of progression in the game, or how difficult it is. It just is a thing that you can enable if you feel nostalgic, really. There's not really a difference.
This is a game I would like because I'm a huge platformer person, and Crash was the Crash.
It's hard.
The Crash was the only really big PlayStation franchise that I liked as a kid. I was very much a Nintendo person and just Nintendo or PC, but like Crash always stuck with me. I had the Game Boy port of one of the Crash games.
Yeah. I had the Crash Purple and Spyro Orange, which was like the crossover between Spyro and Crash. But yeah, a lot of people say they prefer Spyro over Crash. I prefer Crash over Spyro.
People prefer Spyro because of dragons and flying. I mean, that's all.
Guys, it boils down, and ladies, to the one question.
Are you going to say, is it either the fawn in Spyro or the girl in Crash 4?
So, John, what were you...
I'll say this. One of the coolest things about the game is that you can play as additional characters. Like, you can play as Tawna, you can play as Cortex, and you can play as Dingodile. Dingodile has my favorite play style, because his spin... when he runs into crates and is really satisfying and can vacuum up stuff around him. Tawna is really satisfying to play because she has like a grappling hook that can hit boxes that are way out in the distance.
She's made a grappling hook.
Yeah. Tawna's really fun to play. Cortex is my least favorite because his moveset is the most limited. He feels a little floaty compared to everyone else, but it's still fine. But yeah, I really fucking love this game. It was absolutely worth the wait. I couldn't be happier.
But yeah, all those old franchises who come back strong. Crash with Tawna, Spyro with the Fawn, Ratchet and Clank, Ratchet and Clank with this female one.
Clank.
Did you say Ratchet and Clank?
I don't know. I've never played any
Clank.
of them.
Clank.
I grew up Nintendo and then turned PC Gamer Master Race.
Ratchet and Clank was one of my gaming babies.
I just don't like the fucking thing of you constantly say fawn, and fawn means a child deer. You do know that character's like a teenager, right?
Not the images that I have. Anyways.
All characters depicted are 18 plus.
Exactly.
I love ruining. No, I love doing this on the show. I did this with Diva, and I've done it multiple times, and I will keep doing it because it's the most fun I have on the show because it makes people uncomfortable.
But it's not even the end of the show yet. We still have Questions.
I said uncomfortable. I said uncomfortable, not awkward.
There it was. Post show. We wanted to have a quick one.
Well, okay. See you guys. I'm gonna
Bye.
go.
No,
It's the question time. It's the Q&A. Did we get anything on Twitter this week?
We did. J-Rock came through as always. But it's a tricky one because I have no fucking clue about the answer.
I have a feeling I know what it is.
Yeah, you got linked in it, so you might have seen it already. For all three, what is your favorite horror anime and why?
The only answer that I could come up with is there was an episode in Cowboy Bebop that was an homage to Alien.
Oh, the one with the mushroom.
Yeah.
With the moldy food.
That's the thing. I could think about horror moments in anime, but not an anime that is classified as horror. I know there are ones. There was a CGI one that I watched a while back. That was that. But I don't seek out... Weird, because I love horror, but I don't seek out horror anime. I will say, Cell in Dragon Ball is horrifying. You know, the sucking the life force out of people thing. That still haunts me. I don't like that. I have a huge penchant against people getting life force sucked out, melting, getting progressively younger or older, just at rapid speeds. All that stuff can get the fuck out of my house. Sorry. But no, so I don't really have an answer.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I mean, similar to you, I have seen probably horrific imagery within anime, but outright horror anime. I'm trying to remember if I actually have consumed any or not.
I know Death Note probably doesn't count, but I want to count it because there's some horrifying things in it.
Can we just call Primal an anime and go home because the fucking the plague?
Oh, I haven't been catching up with Primal. Oh,
sorry. I'll shut up. There is something very horrifying that happens in Primal. But it was the most recent episodes, but you're just the big Primal boy, so I thought you've already seen it.
I know, I was supposed to, and I forgot that it came out.
Okay, then we're not going to talk about it. If people don't know, Primal is Gendy Tartakovsky's new show on Adult Swim. It's a completely silent cartoon about a caveman and a Tyrannosaurus Rex surviving the prehistoric times, and I think each episode's 11 minutes each, and it's fantastic. It is probably some of Gendy's best work to date.
I'm pretty sure every edepisode's 22 minutes.
22? I can't tell anymore with Cartoon Network. 22 then. So it's a 22-minute silent cartoon, so take that as you will. But it's very actiony. There's a lot going on.
So I googled anime horror, and I got Death Note. I also got...
Okay, so that counts then.
I also got Attack on Titan.
Oh, Madoka Magica also counts. I want to forget Madoka Magica.
Yeah, this one I still haven't seen it. It's still on my watch list, but it has pretty horrific stuff going on there. I mean, if you want to, Made in Abyss also is basically horror, even in the cosmic horror direction, I would say.
Would you count Full Metal Alchemist as horror?
It has a little bit of body horror going on at some points, but I just say the dog.
Yeah. Okay, this list is bunk. It says JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is a fucking...
You have the same list, I guess.
Someone says Death Note isn't horror. It's a cop/detective/supernatural show. Supernatural is tied to horror.
Yeah, and it's a horrifying concept of someone having the power to kill you in their hands, and the death is usually heart attack. That's terrifying.
Chris, JoJo is trash.
JoJo is trash.
Yeah.
But I guess that's our answers.
I guess Sean so. We are all not. Oh wait, Elven Lied, right? I have seen Elven Lied, but still, it didn't feel like horror.
Can we say Aramanga Sensei just for?
Oh god, this is horrific. This is a true horror. Oh,
that is a true horror. I hate it.
Helsing, really? No.
Helsing is not. Just because it has vampires does not mean it's horror.
Exactly.
That's like calling Vampirina on Disney Junior a horror. With James Van Der Beek on.
We're calling Hotel
What?
Transylvania horror.
What about High School of the Dead?
Haven't seen it.
You might have seen one
There's
infamous...
some body horror.
Yeah, there's one infamous GIF of it, which
Oh yeah, where the girl is dodging
So,
bullets betwixt her boobs.
It's like the dude is shooting with a sniper rifle, but first of all he doesn't get the it's currently carried by one of the girls. It's a harem at the same time. It's zombie high school harem. So bad. And
Cheat and say Castlevania, says Chris.
Basically, but yeah, so he doesn't get the belt with which is carried off of the girl. So first of all, he basically bends over the girl to use her. He can't get the sniper rifle off, so he uses her as a stabilizer. And then he shoots, and there's this ninja girl or samurai girl who's in the front and fighting melee. And then she's leaning back, and this image is so bad. So
look,
her boobs are
you'll
flapping,
know it from the time.
And they're flapping up and down, and while they are going in different directions, the sniper bullet passes through.
Yes, this is the GIF that has the famous Tumblr post of them examining the map and how her boobs has to move faster than the speed of sound. Anyways, that's our answer, J-Rog. Sorry, lightning round.
Lightning round, and this was my only one on Twitter, so it's all up to you now. You are in control of the remaining time.
Here's a quick one from Magical Dude. Would you rather eat pumpkin-flavored food for the rest of your life, i.e. not pumpkin spice, pumpkin,
Mm-hmm.
Or gingerbread-flavored food for the rest of your life? Halloween versus Christmas.
Gingerbread.
Gingerbread.
Pumpkin.
I
can only take pumpkin-flavored things in small doses.
Pumpkins don't agree with my stomach, but I guess if we're going to go with pumpkin flavored, then
I mean, here's the thing that it's probably for both of them harder to tell because you have them. Usually, you consume them only at a limited time of the year, which is kind of the foundation for the question.
I like pumpkin seeds.
But pumpkin, I probably like it because it's while gingerbread I associate more with sweets, while pumpkin is more. Is it a vegetable? Is it a fruit? One of those things. It's one of those growing things that are allegedly healthy, or they are probably definitely healthier than gingerbread. And you can do more with it. Gingerbread is gingerbread. Pumpkin you can turn into soups, into
But that's the thing.
snacks
It's gingerbread flavored, so I could probably and gingerbread flavoring is just cloves and cinnamon. You could put cloves and cinnamon in anything, and it just would be a flavoring, and you could still have it be somewhat good for you. You could put it in oatmeal and a bunch of things. So
I'm still not.
But-
I stick with my answer, so we have a little bit of variation.
I'm just thinking because I do like pumpkin seeds. I like
like
eating
pumpkin seeds.
I like baking pumpkin seeds and eating them.
Mhm.
And those are really good. And I can't have them throughout the year because, America restricts my pumpkin consumption. So I think I'm going to transfer to pumpkin. I don't have that big of a sweet tolerance anymore, so I probably would get tired of gingerbread.
Damn, I'm lonely now.
You're a lonely boy.
I will then join you in the gingerbread squad. I am an Aachener originally, and Aachen is actually a German city which is famous for its gingerbread. You actually can eat it there all the year around.
Isn't it also famous for the engineering students all looking the same?
Oh, that's true.
Something.
Karo, Hemd und Samenstau, ich studiere Maschinenbau.
Anyways, okay, next question. Let's see. We didn't get a lot of questions this year.
Which is good.
This year, today.
This year.
Curious Idiot asks, what's the craziest costume you've ever worn, Halloween or not? So I guess also cosplay can count.
Good question. For me, it might actually be something from my theater time. So privately,
that's what I'm thinking too, because a lot of my cosplays are pretty much just a suit. So theater years.
Yeah, I mean, I had one costume where I was a giant nutcracker, where I was wearing some olden times military uniform and had a big paper head on top of it with which was a nutcracker hat. So that was the
like
thing
a
I
big
had.
paper mache kind of thing.
Yeah. So that was the thing I did, and another one was I was a secondary witch in Hansel and Gretel, where apparently in the theater version of Hansel and Gretel, the witch often gets played by a dude actually. And this was probably the most complicated makeup I ever had. It was like I got a bald head, like an artificial bald head with a layer on top of my hair, so I didn't need to shave at least.
The bald cap.
Yeah. Then tons of makeup, a dress, a black dress with a hunchback worked into it. So that was actually fun.
Okay, I think mine is similar in makeup because a lot of the cosplays I wear are not too intense. I mean, I guess the closest thing would be the Polly Ghost cosplay because that required a bodysuit and makeup, which I had to have like Sam and British and you like put it on the back of my neck and shit because Chrissy can't reach there with her tiny baby arms. Though that one was a fun one, especially for meeting some of my family members.
Well,
I will say this is the best conversation I've heard about someone talking to my mom and my aunt, who's a very Irish sounding lady, and her talking to my mom and she was like, "Oh, it was great to meet Chrissy. She has such great friends. She turned into a lovely young lady, but she's so blue." And my mom's like, "What? Is she sad? What's wrong?" "No, she's literally blue." So that's a fun experience, but the craziest costuming thing was probably we did a production of Roger and Hammerstein's Cinderella, but our director changed the time period of it to be like 1920 roaring 20s Great Gatsby aesthetic. Don't ask why. And I got to play the evil stepmother.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to the thing was, I actually had like bob cut hair for a long time before I decided to chop all of it off. So I actually had hair that would have fit with the time frame, but my character was an older lady, and that's a hairstyle for the young ladies. So everyone else had to get their hair all pinned up and everything. Meanwhile, they got me a giant beehive wig, which was like this tall. So it was like fucking borderline Marge Simpson, but it was my exact hair color. And they, put me in the cap, pinned me up, and it took like 30 bobby pins because my hair is really thick. So it's very hard to adhere things to it. And I had to offset the fact that this thing is a giant weight on my head. I had to make jokes that I was constantly like fixing my hair, or if I'm running, I'm holding the back of the beehive because this thing was so fucking heavy. I think there was like a pipe in the middle of it to hold it up.
I feel like you need like pictures of this.
Yeah.
I don't. Lord knows, I don't think I have any.
Oh, wow.
I know, right? I think those were like pictures were taken with physical cameras.
Oh.
So they were. So I probably have pictures of them in Indiana and on photo albums. So I'm never gonna see them again, or in yearbooks and shit like that. I can probably like go to the Facebook of the theater group I was in and just scroll down to like 2013 and see if I can find little Chrissy with the beehive hair. But it was a pain in the ass, and also all the fucking clunky multiple strings of jewelry you needed for that aesthetic. I had a necklace fall completely to the ground because it just broke. And it was so loud because it's a hollow stage. But I played it off because my character apparently was like had the hots for the concierge of the prince. So all I did was pick up the necklace and then wrapped it around his neck like, "Hello there, handsome." And bless Daniel's heart and soul. He played off me so well. He was a good boy. I don't know where he is anymore. I hope he's okay. But that's my story. What about you, Sean? Any crazy Halloween costumes when you were a little hippie lad?
I can't think of anything particularly crazy, but the most in character I got with a Halloween costume was, I think it was like 2011. I played a hobo.
Okay.
I played a hobo. I like had like this convincing get up, and I had like fake front teeth, and I just put on like a hillbilly accent, and I would I would be at the door like giving out like candy to trick or treaters, and I'd just be in character
I just
in
wanted
this
to say,
hobo voice.
I just wanted to say, this outfit you should only wear for giving out candy and not actually going to houses and being like, hey, I would
Well, of
like to
course.
have some candy, please. Like, depending
No.
on how good your costume is, people would be like, wow, is there an actual literal hobo just coming trick and treating and trying to get free candy?
The get up was pretty like obviously like a costume.
Okay.
But like it also didn't look too far off. Like the fake front teeth is the thing that gave it away. But like the actual costume itself, like was a little convincing. It was kind of scary. I don't know if I have a picture of it on hand anywhere, but I definitely remember doing it. I think that's honestly the last time I got in character for a Halloween costume, and that I think was the most in character I got. So that's something.
Well, there you go. Okay, next question. We're actually good on time. That's good. Let's see. From Fuck Tradition. Thank you.
Language.
Have you ever sneezed so loudly that you scared someone? If so, then who did you spook? I have a great story about that, so you guys can go first. Mine almost caused a car crash, so...
Yeah, I probably did, because I have a tendency to do loud outbursts.
Yes, you do.
And I'm allergic, so I also have a over-proportional amounts of sneezes in my life. But I could not name a specific incident that stuck out versus...
Neither.
Versus me just being a nuisance on the people around me, especially in allergy times. So, it probably happened. I don't know when and how. So
I know I've definitely scared my cats with my sneezes. Like that's something that's happened.
Oh yeah, I also remember dog heads going like...
Yeah, I sneezed while me and my dad were driving late at night with my dad. And here's the thing about good old Stephen Bucola. He really should not have been behind a wheel of the car for the last 10 years of his life. I was his co-pilot usually because I had to make sure that he was fully awake while driving. Let's put it like that. And I sneezed really loud, and the car just went foo foo foo. And I was like, ha! And he just looked over at me and said, "Bless you."
Wow.
I don't know to this day if he actually got scared or if he wanted to teach me a lesson.
Well,
tell me, Dad. Tell me.
I'm guessing the latter worked.
I don't know, but okay. So that was that question. Let's see. I think we could take a couple more. We are not doing another what's your favorite scary movie? Stop asking us this question. This is like the question of what's our favorite anime.
Wait, but the favorite anime might actually change. My scary movie hasn't changed in years, my favorite one.
Fine, we're going to change this. What's your favorite anime?
Currently. Oh, okay. Let's see.
Currently.
The tricky thing is figuring out what actually is an anime, because so many Western style shows copy anime.
Ones that are made in Japan, and and their initial
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Ah, that's
Shut
totally...
the fuck. That's like saying Castlevania.
She did.
That makes me so mad. No, and you can't say Teen Titans.
What about Teen Titans in Tokyo? I mean, it was Teen Titans, but it was a movie taking place in Tokyo, which is kind of like an anime, right?
Did you learn your lesson?
No, but I will stop doing it for the sake of the show.
Okay, but what?
But yeah,
Okay,
favorite
Sean,
anime.
what's your answer? What's your favorite anime?
It's a tie between Cowboy Bebop and Evangelion. I don't know which one I like more.
Both good choices.
Yeah.
Evangelion is great. Congratulations.
Oh, like unrelated. Like, have any of you seen the Evangelion Tenacious D crossover videos?
No, I need.
They are
That sounds
absolutely
great.
incredible. They're
that sounds
mashups
great.
between the score of Evangelion and Tenacious D
Tenacious
songs.
D.
They're amazing.
If you drop
have
me the
to watch
link,
that
I
later.
will include
I
it in the
absolutely
description
will.
I will watch that later. But okay, so
Yeah.
that's yours. What about you, Max?
I might actually go for Death Note. From the current anime that I'm watching, none of them would be where I'm like, yeah, that is best. My favorite anime, best anime. I'm watching some right now, like the one time got revived, reborn,
Into a Slime?
Yes, that one. I had what else? Great Pretender on Netflix right now. It's okay, but it's not really the like, yeah, gonna die for this anime. In the forums
You're
of
gonna
4chan.
die for Death Note?
I mean, it's very likely given the subject matter. No, but yeah, might stick with Death Note for the time being. That's the one
Death
that
Note's
comes
the
to
best
mind.
25 episodes of an anime ever.
I see.
It
what
ended
you
at
did
25 episodes. It ended at 25 episodes. I guess my favorite anime, it changes quite a bit because I'm very much a purveyor of the classics. You know, where girls' hair were big and so were their personalities. But I guess Space Dandy has always stuck very
haven't
solidly
seen
on
it.
my top 3. We should watch it together. It's good. We should put it on our watch list.
Sounds good.
I watched a few episodes with Chris years ago. It was good.
It's so good. It was I think it's the first time that they were releasing episodes in Japan the same time as America, because it was like dubbed ahead of time. Lupin Part 4, The Italian Adventure, is also really good. I'm not biased. It is the best one. But I guess besides that, my favorite, I have so much nostalgia. I love the original Sailor Moon. I think that one will hold the place in my heart as not the best anime, but my favorite anime. Because that was besides like Full Metal Alchemist and Sherlock Hound, that was the anime that got me really into anime. To the point that I dressed up as Sailor Moon for Halloween one year when I was a kid. So, there you go. Let's see. Let's do one more question and then we'll get to the FMK, which is going to be really great to have with a plant. Describe your best or worst Halloween experience and some good or bad points from said experience. I mean,
I have one.
Sounds redundant if you're saying your best or worst Halloween. Describe your best or worst Halloween experience. I don't know. I guess the worst Halloween experience I had was I went to a haunted firehouse with like a bunch of kids. No, I have one better. For Halloween one year, my youth group went to a hell house. Do you know what a hell house is?
Oh no.
Go on.
Fun stories
hell
from
house.
growing up in the Bible Belt.
A hell house is basically a Christian haunted house where they will take you through a church, and all the haunted house areas are different sins. And you start with the funeral of a gay man.
Oh.
And then they also have one where a mother is fighting with her child because the child is looking at pornography, and then it leads to the son shooting the mom.
What?
And more and more, and then there were a lot of them that were about gay people that made me really
How young
uncomfortable.
were you when?
I was like 12.
That's okay.
And
That's
that
kind of
was-
fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
That was my first exposure to questioning the church, because I was.
Well,
just
at least you were questioning it at that point.
Yeah, because on the ride back, everyone was like, "Oh, that was so fun. That was so scary," and I was like, I don't think that's right that they presented gay people as like going to hell. And I kept asking questions to my youth leaders, and they were getting progressively annoyed with me. And the worst part about it is that the last room you go into is just a room full of people in white robes, and there's like heavenly lighting. I was like, this feels like, even my 12-year-old brain was like, this feels like a cult. Like, I read about Jonestown in history class. There's no Kool-Aid after this, right? So that's going to be, I'm going to put that high on the, that's worse than my friend crying at someone in a Frankenstein mask. The Hell House is the worst experience that I think I've ever had.
I mean,
wow, that's really bad.
This is actual horror, not Halloween horror, and it's not horror because of the stuff in it. Its existence is true horror.
Yeah, they had. Oh my god, they had like 3 rooms dedicated to abortion.
Oh my god.
And they made and they, like, you know, they had like, oh, extramarital sex, raving, alcoholic beverages and drugs, teen suicide. And it's just
The
like
12-year-olds?
There were kids younger than me
What?
going to this Hell House. But you know, the two biggest ones was same-sex marriage and abortion. And I just like. Also, I find the use of alcoholic beverages weird because I'm a Catholic woman. We were raised to not believe that alcohol was really that bad because, you know, we have the communion wine. Baptists apparently do not believe the same thing. I went to a youth group in a Southern Baptist church, even though I was raised a Catholic, because I just wanted to get out of the fucking house. So I got to experience what the other denomination was like, and I'm like, you guys are crazy. And I'm not going to say Catholics are not crazy. We've seen Red Hot Catholic Love on South Park. For all we know, they worship a giant spider.
Exactly.
But yeah, so that's mine. What about? Let's go with the other Americans. So the one who
I can't think of any particularly bad Halloween. They've all been pretty good.
What about your best Halloween? Enigma said best or worst.
I don't know. They all kind of the same. They all kind of blend together. Nothing really stands out. It's pretty standard.
Wow.
At least where I lived.
Man,
sorry.
You would think you would get more interesting stories from the kid of hippies.
No,
maybe
it was pretty standard Halloween.
What about you, Max? Any weird German Halloween tales?
Yeah, I dare to say I do. And let's set the mood properly. I made the one in the middle.
I like the one in the middle.
No, but Halloween tales. Yeah, Halloween in Germany is something that we are mostly exposed to through movies, American movies. We don't really have it as a big thing over here. However, towards the end of the 90s and the early 2000s and stuff like this, I mean, there's a reason to celebrate, go out and whatnot, so obviously there are attempts to adapt it. Including my old hometown, where actually student town. So they set up a collaborative Halloween party between all the nightclubs, where you pay your entry once, and then you can club hop between the clubs and stuff like that. So
it's like bar hopping.
Yeah, but yeah, and me and the boys, and free entry when you wear a costume, stuff like that. And me and the boys, multiple years, me and the boys getting together in one of the flats, like full dress up, makeup, fake teeth, slicer outfits, vampires. We were like committing to our costumes. And then we were going to the club. We were basically the only ones in costume, so just a group of 4 or 5 guys in full costume.
So you look like those Twitter videos of Michael and Friday the 13th dancing around in just a normal ass neighborhood.
Basically,
wow.
Because everybody else. So you had some of the girls who had their little spider spinkles on their face, but otherwise maybe a dark a dark skirt or something, but like,
Well then,
this was amazing.
Oh, man.
I mean, I'm not even sure if this counts as the best or the worst, because it was super disappointing how lame the rest of the city was. But we had fun, so take it as you will.
Look, man,
We were
I mean,
owning it.
You were the light of the party in that weird sense, because I don't think any of them if a bunch of people walked into that club before you and saw, oh, everyone's just either wearing some spoopy little trinkets, or they're not doing anything at all, they're just wanting to do the bar hopping, and then they see all these fucking costume people come in, they're like, now this is a party.
Yeah, maybe not that much. Maybe we were not that much, but no. But on the other hand, what does work are home parties. So my sister, when she was still in the right age to party and not yet in mother mode, she threw house parties, including Halloween party, and there it was like costume mandatory, bitches. And so that was a lot more with the costumes. But what she also did was decorations wise and a great Halloween buffet. And
Oh, that sounds good.
yeah, and the simplest of things. You make a pie with those crumbles on top, but a little bit of green color, like food color. A little bit of green food color, and it looks like one big molding mess. It's amazing. And you can still eat it weeks later without realizing it really started molding. No, but yeah, that were my experiences.
So I guess we go to the last question.
Yes, we do.
Okay, so we are now at the best part. So Mr. Enigma asks, what goes well with Halloween and all things spoopy? Jack-o'-lanterns and jack-o'-lanterns can only be created by the most festively themed fruits or veggies in that crisp fall season. So let's start our gathering and sharpen our knives with fuck, marry, kill jack-o'-lanterns. So we got pumpkins, squashes, and kumquats. Be sure to get all that messy insides and stoke the burning flame, and above all else, give them a face that thrills the heartbeat and gives you the sweats.
So
I hate this. I don't like the idea of the kumquat, though.
I mean, the kumquat is the tiny one, right?
Yes,
kumquat
that's
with the
tiny
with
one.
with the giant leaves on it, which and stuff, right? This is a kumquat, the orange one.
It's like, yeah, it's a tiny little
Cocktail
orangey
decoration.
looking thing.
Yeah. Okay. So
It's a citrus fruit.
yeah, pumpkins are those guys up here, right?
Yeah, those are pumpkins.
Okay. And squashes are those more eggplant shaped ones.
Yeah, the actual ones that look like gourds.
Okay. I'm not sure
Pumpkins are the ones you gave Steven Universe teeth to.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I can give enough character to either of them to make a educated
You
decision.
got a long boy, a stumpy boy, and a citrus boy.
I guess so. But yeah, guests go first. Sean, who would you fuck, marry, and or kill?
I guess
And why?
fuck the kumquat, marry the pumpkin, kill the squash.
Why? Please explain.
I don't know, like pumpkins are ace. I like citrus stuff, and I don't like squash very much.
Okay, that is a fair answer.
There you go. But the short, sweet, to the point. Just why we hired you.
So okay. No, recap. So he fucked the pumpkin.
He fucked the kumquat, married the pumpkin, and killed the squash.
Yeah.
He fucked the kumquat.
Yes.
Oh my.
He likes kumquats.
Yeah, okay, but they are so small. So okay, this leaves me room.
Yeah, and they're the ones with the ones with the least thick outer shell, so it's going to be easy to penetrate.
They are this big.
Look, if people can fuck McChickens, they can do anything. So.
Or maybe it's a little pool of multiple pumpkin. Okay, let's not go into the visual aspect. Like a warm apple pie.
Look, man, you accost me every time I try to go into logistics. I will do the same to you. So it's your turn.
Okay, it is. This leaves me in a difficult situation here. I don't really want to kill the kumquat, and maybe I end up doing so after all. Because I also don't want to marry it, but then again, I also don't want to fuck it. I don't know.
You get to look.
I
think
just
about
kind
this.
of made a
No,
hasty
it's
decision because I
fair.
know I
I
like
know,
squash
I know.
the least.
It's fair. It's
I
fair.
know, but the thing is that we try to have unique
Okay.
answers up
Yes.
to each other.
Okay,
But
so
think about this, Max. If you marry the kumquat out of all of them have the most like nutrients in it because it's the biggest source of vitamin C and that and all that. So you could be marrying it for its health benefits. You're a health digger.
I mean, I was about to kill it, but fine. I take your answer then. I marry it because it's the only healthy one. I am. Oh no! Now I need to fuck the not the pumpkin, the other one.
The squash?
Yeah, the squash. I kill the pumpkin, obviously. I mean, duh. I stabbed it with a knife and carved a face into its outer surface. Yes, of course I kill the pumpkin. And there's even evidence there. Duh. And yeah, I fuck the other thing. I can't remember the name.
The squash?
The squash. Because, I mean...
You're gonna squash the squash.
I mean... I'm probably not I'm not being able to avoid going a little bit into visual depiction here after all, but I mean the squash is a little bit lengthy, right? So it provides a nice form-fitting area
it's a fleshlight. Just say it. It's like a fleshlight.
I didn't want to say it, but now you did. Okay, those are my answers.
Now it's my turn. So okay, what's left?
Now you have to kill the kumquat.
Okay, I'm gonna kill the kumquat because you people don't deserve health.
What are you, American president? Hey yo, sorry.
Look, people didn't listen. They get punished.
It's true.
There's other sources of vitamin C. Well, and you know what? Kumquats, I learned something in that hell house. Kumquats are sinners. Look, it has cum in the name.
Okay, we now know who you murder and for what reason.
Okay, and then I'm going to fuck the pumpkin. How is that gonna work?
A girl likes it big.
God, that's like Paris Hilton when she put the pineapple up there.
I have your answer now. Why you wanna fuck the pumpkin? You remember The Boys season 1? The girlfriend?
No! Oh God!
I just rewatched that episode.
I mean, it would get. I hope that it has a long stem then. Okay. Oh God! She was getting fucked in the ass too, so it was just ass eaten. Okay.
What
Next
scene
one.
are you thinking of?
No, yeah, the pop socket when because she's saying dirty talk to the guy under her, saying you like to eat this ass.
Oh.
So that means that the stem would be going into the ass. I remember things. Anyway, so I'm gonna marry the squash. Because here's the thing, pumpkins are seasonal. And in a way, kumquats are also out of all the citrus fruits, they are the most seasonal. I can find an orange more often than a kumquat. But squash is usually around for longer. Of the herbaceous vines, they are the ones that people tend to maintain the most. So I know it's going to stay for a long time. So I think that will be the best, and if people keep it for a long period of time, that means that people care about it. So it must be a vegetable of status. Mm-hmm. So I will be proxy something of status. I will find a gold digger answer with everything.
I am impressed.
Whether it's a vegetable, a fruit, a person, or a vaccine, I will find my status. Oh, Sean, thank you for joining us. I hope that we didn't make you feel too awkward.
Just a little awkward.
A and Y and Key say hi to the people in the chat. The memes are seen on this live stream as they talk about random crap. Time for awkward. It's the awkward. Random random guests and funny gags on the AWKWARDCast. Artwork and analysis, which you do not want to miss on Awkward.